My name is Nathaniel Smith. I'm the Municipal Archivist and Records Manager for the town of Concord, Massachusetts. We've been using Preservica Starter for about a year since it launched, and I'm going to walk through the process that we use to scan on demand. As we receive records requests for things in our collection, we will digitize them and provide them to patrons. This was particularly helpful during COVID as we were limited in who could visit us physically and closed for much of that time period. So to begin, the first step is to receive the request. Now we receive requests through email, we receive requests by phone. Every once in a while we get a mailed-in request. However people want to request a record from us, we receive it. And then the second step is to locate the record. And in our particular arrangement, we have a vault that we share with the library in the town of Concord, and most of the historical records are stored there. And they are indexed and inventoried primarily on a number of Excel spreadsheets and other inventories that have been done over the years. Once we have located the record, in this case, we're going to talk about the 1975 bicentennial program that was produced as part of the celebration. Once we have it, we would scan and digitize the record. We have a couple options for that. You know, if it's a bound volume, we have a book scanner that we can use, and we also have a couple different flatbed scanners of different sizes, as well as a feeder scanner for more modern records that would be able to handle that without any risk of damage. Once the record's digitized, and we typically digitize to TIFF for a permanent record, and then as well for PDF for a use copy. Depends on the record, but that's our general process. We'll do a QC of the scan, and then we're ready to ingest it into Preservica. So I'll kind of go through Preservica Starter now. I've just started, as I said, to use Preservica Starter. So I set up a basic file structure that we've been using. The interesting thing about town government in Massachusetts is that there are lots of committees that are formed for specific tasks. And in this case, there's committees appointed by the selectmen, and there's committees appointed at town meeting. So the committee we're interested in is the 19th of April committee. Yes. So once I've located the record, digitized the record, I then use my Preservica Starter to upload the file. My process has typically been to create the folder ahead of time, and then I will upload the file. Typically, everything is backed up on our town clerk drive. So here you can see sort of the parallel structure that we have. So this is the file. You can see the TIFFs are in here, and this is the PDF that we end up uploading. So once the file's been uploaded and goes through the process, in Preservica, we then add the metadata. So we're using a mods, or attempting to get standardized to mods, because there is a thing in Massachusetts called the Digital Commonwealth, which pulls from many different repositories, and they standardize to mods. So that's our hope, is eventually that our digital repository will feed into theirs, and will be set up to go with that by using the same metadata standard. Once the document is added and the metadata is added, we then use Preservica Starter to make sure the asset is public, and then we'll go to the portal to double check that everything is showing correctly. So this is a souvenir program of events that was created, and you can see the metadata here. And you know, this was something that many people had asked us about as we get closer to 2025, and they start planning the next round, next celebration of the anniversary of the Concord fight, as they call it, people are starting to get interested in the previous celebrations and how they can integrate some of that material. Once we've uploaded the file, checked it on the public portal, checked the metadata, confirmed that everything looks as it should, we have a couple avenues. I don't have any social media specific to the town archives, but we have a public information officer who runs the town Twitter account, and then the public library also has a number of has a Twitter, Facebook, and I believe also a TikTok channel, and they share a lot of anything that the town archives kind of newly post that's of interest. They will share. So that is how we go from receiving a request to sharing and processing that request publicly.